Hello, welcome back to Project Invest. My name is Cal, and today we're going to be looking at the Chinese version of Twitch. So, just a few kilometers in that direction is the border to mainland China. With our close proximity to the mainland, we get a lot more exposure to Chinese companies. What we found out were there's great investment opportunities in this region. There's a lot of Chinese companies that trade at a discount compared to their Western counterparts. The reasons being are due to the lack of exposure. A lot of them only cater to the domestic markets and don't venture out on a global scale. There's also the language barrier. We're not seeing as much information in English and just overall less coverage from Western media. Other factors include operating in a different political system, which could carry more risks, and they don't necessarily do their accounting to GAAP standards. Even with all that, China is still a growing market, second largest economy with 1.4 billion people. A company that we very much like and we think is a great investment opportunity is Huya. The ticker symbol is the same as the name. It's listed on the New York Stock Exchange through an American Depository Receipt, ADR. Before we actually get into it, please subscribe. It really helps with the channel. Hit the bell notification so you can keep following Project's Invest financial journey. What is Huya? Huya is the dominant live streaming video game platform in China. It has a lot of similarities to Twitch. It's free to access all the live streaming content. The bulk of the content is gaming related. You have all the usual suspects, LOL, WoW, PUBG, Call of Duty, CS, and etc. They do have other types of content as well, but gaming is still their bread and butter. There's a lot of interactions between the broadcasters and viewers, and even among the viewers themselves. The live streaming generates 95% of the revenue. So how do they generate this revenue from live streaming? It's when viewers buy virtual items. The virtual items can be broken down to consumables and time-based. Consumables are generally one-time use and gifted to broadcasters, while time-based is more like a membership where you get extra privileges and benefits. Broadcasters get a cut of this live stream revenue depending on their performance. The other 5% of Huya's revenue come from displaying ads. This segment is underdeveloped and there's room to grow. The reason why we like the stock is because it operates in a duopoly market. The duopoly controls 80% of the live stream gaming industry. That's 80% is split between Huya and Duo, with Huya being 1 and Duo being 2 in market share. It's already been announced that Huya will be acquiring Duo, with Tencent having a controlling stake in the final merged company. I expect a lot of synergy once the merger happens, as it would effectively become a monopoly with Tencent as the largest gaming company backing it. The merger isn't a sure thing because of the recent Chinese government actions revolving around antitrust, but we have to see how that plays out in the first half of 2021. Let's say the merger doesn't happen. How do we still feel about Huya then? We still like the stock. It's got a couple of things still going for it. The live streaming gaming industry is still growing and could one day rival the biggest sporting events in the world. We see it with esports already. The pandemic has sped up the timeline of adoption. Speaking of adoption, a key metric that we want to pay attention to is the monthly active users. In the latest quarterly report, Huya reached almost an average of 173 million monthly active users, which is an 18.3% increase from the same time last year. Another thing they have going for them is their financials look healthy, especially the balance sheet. The assets exceed the liabilities, so we don't have to worry about solvency issues. It is profitable, which could be bad or good depending on how you look at it. Good in the sense that it's a viable business, also a breath of fresh air, as lots of companies now don't turn a profit until many years later after their IPO. It's negative in the sense they're not growing or innovating as fast as they can. They have $1.6 billion cash pile to deploy. Sales went up 24%. Non-GAAP operating income increased by 125.2%. Operating margins went from 6.5% to 11.8%. So this ratio is, the bigger the number, the better it is. So very strong metrics overall. They're also expanding into Southeast Asia and Latin America with their Nemo TV brand, which we expect has potential to grow. Are there any risks? Sure. The merger could be canceled. There's always political risks. There's accounting risks, as we saw with Luckin Coffee. Operational risks. Can they maintain the relationships with the broadcasters, which is a key ingredient in their success? Overall, the rewards outweigh the risks in our opinion. Live streaming in China is way ahead compared to the West, and it's still rapidly growing along with the gaming industry. It still hasn't fully tapped into its advertising revenue stream yet. There's still room to grow there. And then you have the potential merger, which could give it a complete market dominance in this industry. It's thinking about the next steps in other markets such as SCA in Latin America. It's got a strong moat, and the bigger it gets, the bigger the network effect. And this is why we have a position in Huya. So that's it for today. Please hit the like button so more people can see this opportunity. Guys, don't be selfish. Sharing is caring. So let us know in the comments if you'll be investing in Huya and if you guys want to see more coverage of Chinese ADRs.